Is that feeling of being quick to forget about your own needs for the sake of catering to your partner all too familiar? Do you know on some level deep down that you're losing yourself but you don't quite know what to do? It's very common and it's something I used to do all the time. Thankfully, I learned why I do it and how to stop, and I'm here to share that with you. Self-abandonment is any situation in which we're fragmenting parts of ourselves and leaving very important components of ourselves at the door in order to get approval. It makes sense to leave some parts of ourselves at the door, like on a first date, you might not be as open with your thoughts and feelings as you normally would. The difference is that self-abandonment is a prolonged period of fragmenting ourselves, our true thoughts and perspectives, our true feelings, and our fundamental needs. Ultimately, the way to stop self-abandoning in relationships is to make the cost of abandoning the relationship with yourself more expensive than the cost of connection with others. In this video, I'll walk you through what I mean. You can tell what your authentic needs and desires are by checking in with your body when you self-abandon. You feel tense. You start hating yourself. When we're showing up as who we actually are in the world, our bodies feel relaxed. We can be present and focused because we aren't preoccupied trying to push our needs aside. One of the ways I think we most commonly self-abandon is by deciding in our heads who we think we need to be in order to be loved and accepted. And so we shove away any part of ourselves that we think will prevent us from getting the love and validation that we're looking for. If you only take one thing away from this video, I want it to be this. Nothing we can ever get from the external world will ever be enough to fix the wound we inflict upon ourselves when we reject our inner child. Maybe you're not familiar with the concept of your inner child. Our inner child is the child inside all of us that wants to close the loop from unresolved trauma. Usually in self-abandonment, the trauma is from an age when we were rejected by someone important to us in our life, whether it was a caretaker, friend, or romantic partner. So think back to a time when you were abandoned by someone who meant a lot to you. How old were you? Now visualize that child at that age. That's your inner child. Closing the loop means finally getting the love and approval that was once denied. And this is why so often, when someone was rejected by a caretaker as a child, they seek out a romantic partner that resembles that caretaker. They do this so that they can finally get the love from this romantic partner that they never got as a child. The way to heal your inner child is by standing up for it and showing it that all parts of the child are loved exactly as they are. When you don't show up authentically in order to be liked and accepted by someone else, you reject your inner child. You're essentially telling a child that there are inherently bad things about them that you need to hide in order to be accepted. You're giving your inner child the message that there is something deeply wrong and broken. You reject that inner child by denying your true thoughts, feelings, and needs. So, how can you heal your inner child? Well, it starts by prioritizing your relationship with your inner child above all other connections. And that means giving your inner child the acceptance that you seek from others. It means sitting down with yourself and telling yourself that you're going to stand up for your inner child and be who you actually are. It's expressing what's really on your mind to your partner, even if it means it'll cost you the relationship. Another way that I think we commonly self-abandon is by tolerating bad treatment. This is when our needs are being denied by a partner and yet we tolerate it. And we don't just tolerate it, but we actually justify it. And it makes total sense why we do. If we've decided that we need this partner's love and acceptance to feel good, then we aren't going to question their treatment of us. The antidote to tolerating this bad treatment is to assert what you need. It's expressing what actually matters to you in life. It's walking away from people who can't meet your needs. And in doing all of this, you're telling your inner child, hey, you actually matter to me. And it's repeatedly doing this that heals your inner child. Start attuning to what it feels like to honor your needs. The problem is that we've been so socialized from such a young age to abandon our needs that it feels normal. We're taught from as young as school age to give compliments to other people, even when we don't actually mean it, or we won't have any friends. We're taught at work that we need to be super excited about everything that we're working on and never indicate when we don't like something, or we'll get fired. But start to normalize what it actually feels like to express your thoughts and needs honestly and authentically. You likely haven't operated from this space very often, but once you do, and you feel the lightness and ease, you'll notice such a stark contrast with the heaviness you feel when you deny the authentic parts of yourself that you won't want to go back. Look at the way your partner reacts to you asserting your authentic self as data for whether they accept you as you are, not whether you should change in order to get them to accept you. If you tell the truth about something, maybe that you aren't happy with the city that you currently live in, or that you don't get along with a certain person and your partner hates it, it means the relationship was only sustainable through your self-abandonment. Use the reaction to decide who belongs in your life, rather than molding yourself to fit everyone else. The hard truth is that showing up authentically will inevitably cost you connection. And I want to acknowledge for a moment how difficult it is to choose not to self-abandon, because it feels so counterintuitive when we've been conditioned that bringing our full self to the table will cost us connection. But no amount of connection is ever worth the anxiety you feel in a relationship that can only last because you regularly self-abandon. The biggest irony of it all is that when you no longer leave these important parts of yourself at the door and you show up as your authentic, integrated self, that's when you become more liked and respected by people. I hope you enjoyed this video. For more dating and relationship advice, go ahead and hit subscribe so you don't miss out on more videos like this. I'll see you in the next one. We have so much more to dive into.